Hi, welcome to Glow's Kinder Kitchen, and I'm Glow. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us today, and if you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing, and old subscribers, thank you. We couldn't do this without you guys and all your support. Today I wanted to share a recipe with you that was introduced to us over 30 years ago. We had gone over to some good friends of ours for dinner one night, and she had made this dish. And it was fabulous. And when she shared with me what was in it, I was just kind of shocked how easy it was to put together. And I've been doing it ever since. And I switch it up a lot and add different meats to it and spices, but it is so good. So it's called spaghetti pie. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a pot of water over here that I have heated up. I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit more because we're going to be boiling some spaghetti. The original recipe calls for just regular spaghetti, but I do half regular and half whole wheat. So, and it just calls for 6 ounces. I usually do a little bit more than that, but not much. So I'll show you that part when we get to it. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is turn on my burner here for my frying pan. What you do is you take a sausage leg. Now the original recipe calls for a pound of Italian sausage, but for this, for just the two of us, I usually just use 1 link. And I would say this is probably 1/4 pound. And you just kind of break it up as you're putting it in. And what we're going to do is brown this. We're going to get some browning on it too, because that adds a lot of flavor to the dish. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to put this in here, and I'll be back with you in just a moment, and we're going to go on to the next step. Hi, well, I've got my sausage browning here, as you guys can see, and now my water is starting to boil here. See how it's jumping? So I'm putting just a handful of the regular spaghetti noodles in here, and the same with the whole wheat. And if I have extra left over, that's fine, because I'm known for just, I think that's a little too much. I just put it in the freezer, and then I use it when I need to. Now some people are going, oh, why are you breaking that? I break it, and it's just easier, because I'm going to be putting this into a pie plate anyway, and it'll just be easier to get in there. We're going to be mixing this pasta after it's done cooking with eggs and Parmesan cheese, and then we're going to press it into a well-greased pie pan. So I'm going to put some salt in here. You want your pasta water to taste like the sea. So I've got a good teaspoon, or probably 1.5 teaspoons. This is not a large pot of pasta that we're cooking right now. This is just for a small spaghetti pie. There we go. Now let's see how our sausage is doing. Oh yeah, see how it's getting that nice browning on it?
Yes, it smells good.
Oh yeah. This is very lean sausage too. As you can tell, there's not any fat in the bottom of that at all. So let me get rid of my pasta noodles here, and we're going to go on to the next step. So while this is finishing browning, I have 2 tablespoons of butter. So I'm going to put that in my pot here, and I'm going to melt it. And also the olive oil. I'm going to put about 1 tablespoon, maybe a little bit more, about 1.5 tablespoons. And what I'm going to do is, after this melts, I'm going to put in my onion. This is 1/2 of a medium-sized onion, so it's probably like 2/3 of a cup, I would say. And I'm going to saute that onion in this butter and olive oil. Look how nice that sausage is. I mean, it's so lean.
Looking good so far.
Yeah, I'm not even going to have to drain that. So what I'm going to do is, I have a small jar of spaghetti sauce. I'm just going to put that right in here. And we're going to let that cook. You can use any kind of spaghetti sauce you want, or you can use tomato paste and add water to it. You know, think of it the way, you know, how would you and your family like it as far as seasonings go. We like to have seasonings in our our tomato sauce. So that's why I go with this, or homemade. I prefer homemade, but for today, this is perfect. I wanted to show you like quick meals that are easy to put together and you can have on the table within an hour. So this is melting here real nicely, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm going to go ahead and just put the onion in here and let that start to saute. And then to that, after this is all, after the onion has sauteed to where it's like limp, then you're going to put in sour cream. And that's going to be one of the layers for this dish. So I'm going to go ahead and let the pasta continue to cook, the sauce continue to cook, and the onion, and then I'll be back and I'm going to show you the next step. Hi, well, our pasta's ready to drain, so I'm going to just take it over here. I've got a colander right here in my sink. I'm just going to drain it and let it drain well there. Set my pot right over there. And got my sauce here just simmering away real nice. Look here, they're nice and limp.
Oh yeah.
So now I've got a cup of sour cream. And you just put that in here. And you just stir that in. There. So I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to let those noodles finish draining here, and then we'll get on to the next step. Well, the pasta is almost done draining. I was going to show you here. Now to the onion and sour cream mixture, I just put a little bit of onion powder, and the same with garlic powder.
How much is that, Miss Chloe?
Oh, maybe
just a little bit. Huh?
Yeah, like maybe a 1/16 of a teaspoon. You know, just a few dashes. Okay. And then I also add some fresh parsley, but I don't have fresh parsley today. But I do have this freeze-dried parsley, and it's great. So I'm going to put that in there too. And that's probably maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to add a little bit more seasoning to my sauce. That's oregano, just a few dashes. And we kind of like ours a little spicy, so I've got red pepper flakes. I'm going to add a few of those. And just a dash of nutmeg. That's it. There we go. See how easy this is?
Yes, pretty easy, Miss Chloe.
So, our next step is, I've got 2/3 of a cup, or not 2/3, I'm sorry, 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese, grated. And I'm just going to mix that in with my 2 eggs that I beat in this bowl. And get that all nicely combined. There we go. See how nice that is combined there?
Looks good, Miss Chloe.
All right, now we're going to take our noodles. And they're still warm, fairly hot actually. See the steam coming up?
Yep.
We'll start with that.
Don't burn yourself.
No, I'm used to it. But if you're not used to real hot things, be careful. What you're doing now is we're just going to combine that Parmesan cheese along with the egg to this noodle. I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I've got a well-greased pie plate here. So, pour this in. Let's see. Got a spatula here. There we go. What you do is you just press this down in and up the sides. And I meant to tell you that jar of spaghetti sauce I used was the small one. I think it's like a 14-ounce jar. It's not real big. So what I'm doing here is I'm just making sides, like just like a pie crust.
Like a crust.
There we go. There's still some nice egg cheese mixture there. We don't want to waste that. Okay. So our next step here is we're going to take this sour cream butter onion mixture and pour that right over. I sometimes make this dish for people, that need something, like if they have a family member that's ill or, something that's happened in their family. And they're always asking for the recipe. It's excellent. So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to add this. We may not need all of it. We'll see. And if we don't, then just use it as a reserve, because you don't want this boiling over in your oven. But you could save the sauce as a reserve to serve with it. Doesn't that look good?
It does. I'm losing my voice.
Oh yeah.
Looking good.
Yeah, I'm not going to put the rest of that in because we don't want to overflow. Here we go. So this is going to bake in the oven. I'll put it on a pie tin because we don't want, or not a pie tin, but a cookie sheet. I'll put a cookie sheet underneath it, and just in case it were to bubble over. But this takes about 25 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. I'll check it at 20 minutes. But anyway, I'll see you back then and we'll see what it looks like. Well, I just took our spaghetti pie out of the oven. It's very hot. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm adding a mixture of Parmesan cheese and mozzarella cheese. And I'm going to put that over the top.
Sounds good.
And also cheddar cheese is very good on this too. I don't know why I didn't add some of that to this today, but you can change it up, and it's just a fun dish. If you're taking this to someone, you can, give them the directions and just put this cheese in a separate container and just tell them how to do it. So after it's warmed up, you just put the cheese on. You put it back in the oven now, probably for 5 to 7 minutes or until the cheese melts. And then we'll bring it out and let it set for a little bit, and then we'll be ready to eat. So I'm going to put it back in the oven, and I'll see you back in just a bit. Well, look at this, you guys. Doesn't that look yummy?
Looks good to me.
Oh, yeah. It
Smells good,
This
too.
dish is delicious, you guys. We're going to have to let this cool, though, probably about 15 minutes before we cut into it. So I'll be back in 15 minutes, and we'll have this together.
Sounds good.
Well, now's the best time. It's time to taste it, you guys. This smells so good. And it has never been one of those dishes that was a disappointment.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah, so let me taste it. can taste the noodles with that egg and the Parmesan. And then that layer with that sour cream and onion. Dynamite. And then that sauce is so good. And then, like I was saying, the cheese, you can switch up and put whatever kind of cheese you like on this. If you're going to do this dish for a friend or a loved one, what I have found is if I go to like a used store, you can get a pie plate for like $1. And it's so much better than just the disposable ones. In fact, if they didn't want it, they could throw it out and you wouldn't lose any money on it. But I found that it's just a great way to make a dish for someone, is to go to a used store and get some of those dishes and use those for people. And it's so much easier to put in the oven and out as far as safety. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And if you have and you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do. And again, thank you for watching. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.